It's time for the original talk show of the National Finals Rodeo. It's Outside the Barrel with your host, Flint Rasmussen. Joining Flint on today's show, J.J. Harrison, Justin Rumford, and a man whose dad is a Hall of Famer and brother is the 2023 Announcer of the Year, Mr. Tommy Joe Lucia, along with the musical stylings of Miss Kylie Fry. And now, for the first of his 3 live appearances today here in Las Vegas, Mr. Flint Rasmussen! Yeah.
You got it. It's Backstreet Boys. I say. Yeah, don't pretend, old man, that you don't know the words. Good to see everybody. Do you know what's great about the Backstreet Boys?
Nothing.
Everything. So we were walking down the street. It's funny, this was not planned, but since you played that song, Richard Jones is playing the music. He and I, Clint Atkins, Matt West, we're walking down the street in a snowstorm in Milwaukee. City of beer. I don't know what it is. And in the lobby of the hotel, that song had been playing in the lobby, so it was stuck in my head. We're walking down the street and it's snowing. As a bird.
Is that a pigeon?
And I said, "You are my fire." And we started singing this song. So we walked down the street singing Backstreet Boys, and I said, wait, if we know the words, don't you think the crowd would know the words? And we started using it in our show, PBR shows. And the great thing is you look at middle-aged men, and they're singing along and don't want to admit that they know the words to Backstreet Boys. So tell me why. Ooh, I'm feeling it today. Good to see everybody. Weird day. It's a weird day. Let's just say it up front. Everybody's shows have been a little jacked up. Everybody, no rodeo contestants. They had a little slack rodeo today for $30,000 a piece. So is it over? Is it done? Is it over? Yeah? Okay. It's not. Look at she's going. No, this is bad. It's like, yes, it's over. Not, ugh. So it was good. I watched some of it. Here's how it works today, and I've talked about this. So this morning's performance, we are doing a buckle ceremony at the South Point. It's at 9:30 tonight. The performance tonight also has a buckle ceremony at the South Point. It's at 10:30 tonight. So we're doing 2 of them back to back, and I'm really concerned that Joe Beaver is going to run out of things to talk about.
After having worked with you, it won't be a problem. Somebody will cover, I'm sure.
I'm good.
Yeah, you're great.
I had a moment last night. I was trying to start an interview with the bareback rider, and he looked right at me, and I just went completely blank. And I've never had that happen. I felt like an idiot. But most of the people in the crowd are drunk, so it didn't matter that much.
That's every day of my life.
Yeah, but it looked like a great rodeo. I think they opened it up to UNLV students. It looked like there was quite a few people there, so I'm sure the atmosphere was good. This is a time of the week. It's midweek. You start to hit a wall. I usually hit a wall about Monday or Tuesday because you can't really see the end. You're tired from being here, but we're still having fun. But just so everybody knows, this is the time of the week when we meet here late morning and kind of go over what we're going to talk about before the show. This is the time of the week where old Big Kurt here, this is Kurt Blake, by the way. Say hi to Kurt. Hey. Kurt starts to go negative. He's like, I got some material. And what is it today?
Well, if I can have a moment. Can we discuss elevator etiquette for just a moment? Huh?
Oh, look at the response.
Yeah. Huh? Yes, the elevator's going down, as denoted by the little arrow next to the elevator. Also,
Kurt's going bear. Wait a second. I'll tell you why it's an adventure. Because about 70% of the people here come from little tiny towns like Choteau, Montana, and they never ride an elevator. So it's like the door opens. Oh, oh. You know what I had a guy do to me? The first weekend I was here, because I go to the top floor.
Yeah, rough ride.
The guy gets off the elevator and goes, boop, and hits two other, and laughs at me and like, you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny. Oh, can I? Sorry.
No.
Did I swear, kind of? That's not.
No, it doesn't matter.
I do it on network television. It's all right.
Yeah. Have you watched Yellowstone? Hey.
So what else? Now what?
And this isn't directed to any of our crowd because you're all well traveled and seasoned. But for those of you watching, you cannot get on the elevator until I get off. Okay? Can you just wait a minute for me to get off?
That's what she said.
That's what she said. Also, we have heard every day, 4 times a day, going down. You bet I am.
What? I guess we can all fit. Whoa,
yeah.
Whoa, get in here.
Oh.
Get in. Oh boy.
And if our elevator's full and it stops on a floor, I understand that you're trying to be polite. Don't try to invite the lady with the stroller onto the elevator with us. It doesn't work. They can wait for the next one. There's 6 of them.
What's going on with elevators? Like, this is a stand-up act for you. But it's just bitterness.
I'm standing, yeah.
Anything?
It's not an act.
Anything else? You already hate team ropers this week.
Here we
go.
Yeah. Why is it we have the largest event in Western history, in Western events for the entire year? And the most crowded, the most people, why do you think it's a good idea to give your kids ropes and let them walk up and down the hallway?
Little kids. I walked by some the other day, and it was morning, and I said, "Don't you rope my feet." What?
Don't hit me in the head. Yeah,
little kids. Oh my God! And it's fun because the locals and people who aren't here for the rodeo look around. Oh my God! Look at the cute little kids dressed like cowboys. Not cute.
Not cute at all. And
I've seen him 8 times today, and he roped my feet. Listen to us. Oh. It's kind of funny though.
And we don't even have enough time today for me to delve into the whole team roper thing. Let
me give you a little hint. Kurt loves playing blackjack with team ropers because when they lay their cards down, they can't pick them up because they don't have thumbs.
The book says, I got news for you. The guy who wrote the book is the one that built the casino. Don't follow the book.
Oh, thank you, Kurt. We call him Ray, like a little ray of sunshine. Kurt, so that's good stuff. Good job.
Thanks for letting me get that.
When you brought up the elevator topic out back, I was like, yeah, we don't want to come across bad. By the reaction of the people, it feels like we're all going through the same thing.
Yeah, it does.
So, a few topics. I do wish people would stand by my stage and talk as loud as they could. I do like that. Look at us. Get off my lawn. A few things last night. First of all, you're not going to put the results up, are you? Of how we're sitting in Pro Fantasy Rodeo?
That's up to you. I did send them to Bo, so he has them if you'd like to see them. We might as well.
Yeah, go ahead. Whatever.
As long as it's a bad day. We got Randy Corley ahead of us.
I've dropped from like 5th to 20th in Pro Fantasy Rodeo. Yeah, I know. Look who's winning. Anthony Lucia is winning.
Good job.
That's criminal. Hey, at least finally there's a rodeo announcer knows what he's looking at. We appreciate that. I have dropped. Listen, Will Loomis, another no time today. I'm going to have a little word with that guy.
Yeah, tell me how that works for you.
Yeah, I am. I'm sitting pretty good in the average in a couple things, but as long as I don't get last, I'm okay. That's the key.
I would almost rather be last than to have the guy one ahead of me that's ahead of me.
Randy Corley.
Just give me the tattoo.
Hey, I'm ahead of Kurt. You know that. So, well, and by the way, that's the Pro Fantasy Rodeo Celebrity Tattoo League. That's why there's only 23. The winner gets to design a tattoo for the loser, and that's why you don't want to be last. Don't want to be last. If Anthony Lucia wins and I get last, he wants his bearded face tattooed on my butt. I'm getting I see it. Yeah, he's standing back. He's your face. That's a match. Your face and my butt. That's a match.
They probably wouldn't have to tattoo in the beard if they did it right.
All right, I got it. Anthony, Richard, everybody at the back table. Let's just go out on a limb and say that's the funniest thing he's ever said in his life, ever. That was good. You can't drop your mic.
Sorry.
Mine's a
Sorry.
couch.
I didn't mean to drop it.
Do we talk serious things or not? I usually do something from the rodeo every night. I had a talk with the two judges from the rodeo last night, Ray Charles and Ronnie Millsap, and I just not bad. It's a hard job. That's a hard job.
Is the third one a mouse? Yeah. No.
Hey,
I
quit while you're ahead.
I should have stopped. Yeah.
I will say, because I work somewhere where we do have a replay official. There's a lot more to that than you might think. Everybody, something is virtually impossible if a sentence starts or ends with, how hard could it be? Because then you get into, there's only certain things that are reviewable. If something happens like a Tyler Wagasback, I'd have to look at the rule, actually how the rule reads, where maybe he should have got a time. It's hard to be reviewable because they didn't stop the time, so you can't retime the run. There's just so many things that take time, and you'd have to have an official and the technology, and there's a lot to that. And it's time, and believe me, if you're dealing with this rodeo, Las Vegas events, and the bosses, if it takes an extra 2 minutes, you may not get that done.
Yeah,
so,
but we have the officials, we have the technology, so.
But you got to determine what's reviewable and what's not.
Well, at the very least, if you brought in the bright minds that we have, and put them in a room, and put them in a room for a day, if nothing else, at our Super Bowl of rodeo, let's have something in place that we can do it. We're talking about a lot of money, and guys have gone hard all year, and world championships are on the line. I mean, if you're in Laramie, Wyoming, to have to bring in the technology to do it, I understand it.
But you'd start doing it here.
At this event, we've got everything in place. Let's just make
no,
the
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm saying there's a lot of elements to it. Even PBR's one event, and there's certain things that are reviewable, and there's a lot to it.
And they carry all the equipment, and they have the same guys and the same production.
Week after week after week. So it's interesting. Makes the week interesting, right?
I understand everything you're saying, but I'm angry. Damn it!
I know you've been angry since you got here. Hey, what's your name? JD. JD, you don't have a booth here, right? So this is way illegal. You just walk around and sell stuff. This year, you're just walking around selling stuff, right? This is so wrong for me to do that.
There are ladies that do that on the streets.
Yeah. Second funniest thing he's ever said. Come here, real quick. So you're just what is this? Did you make this? Your buddy made it, which means you stole it from a store? What is it? Well, it's heavy. What kind of, it's what? Broadtail? It's what? An unborn baby cat. And then a lamb for the, okay. Lady or men, it's very heavy. So I'm not keeping it. I'm not going to auction it off. So you're just walking around if anybody wants to try it on, right? Here, hold on.
Or in case he bumps into Kid Rock.
How is it?
Are you going to do all summer long?
All summer long, yeah. It's pretty good. I look good in that. In Montana, I'd be warm. Nope, I would not.
You'd be murdered. in Bozeman.
There you go. Here you go. What do you want for it? $18? Wow. $1,800. Okay, thanks, Jay. I like your coat. Listen, we're gonna have a fun show. As you know, no contestants are around, so we've all had to scramble for shows. So Justin Rumford, J.J. Harrison, Tommy Joe Lucia, we're gonna have a little chat about production and tell some stories. Kylie Fry is gonna sing for us. America's Got Talent. Kylie Fry. So big show coming up. We're gonna take a really quick break. Back after this.
Growing up, you wanted those older cowboys that you admired to someday call you a cowboy. Nobody can tell you you can't do that if you want to work at it hard enough. If money's super important, I'm doing the wrong thing, but I kind of got to pinch myself because I truly love what I do. It's amazing what you can accomplish if you don't care who gets the credit. Just make sure it gets taken care of.
Welcome back, everybody. Good crowd today. Wednesday, I guess it's Wednesday. Does anybody really know? So it's Wednesday, right? Performance go round number 6. Is that right? Was this morning? Now we're caught back up on your tickets. When you go to the rodeo tonight, you're caught back up to round number 7. So congratulations to all of you. Obviously, none of you had passes to get in the rodeo, so welcome to this show. Really anxious to have 3 of these very good friends of mine on today. And colleagues, a couple of them have been colleagues forever. One of them used to be my boss. So really anxious to have an interesting conversation, wherever that conversation may lead, because you never know. Please welcome Tommy Joe Lucia, Justin Rumford, and J.J. Harrison, everyone. Let's go. You're the boss. That's a 1998.
Why does this thing eat you?
It is. It's.
This couch is really long.
I have no problem with the couch. I don't understand.
You're in a different weight class.
I should undo one more button on this if we're gonna.
I didn't know. Are you okay?
No, don't worry. That button's going to give way.
Are you kidding me? I can't do that.
You're going to take the button in the eye.
That's
Is this the way
That was
we're
my
supposed-
first trip to town.
Can we sit in different areas, or is this like pre-planned?
Yeah, you can.
I do not want to be in the
middle.
middle. I do not want to be in the middle.
All right, I'm just gonna make this work. I'm gonna undo this button, and we're gonna go ahead. Go ahead, Flint.
I got the southbound of a northbound trash truck right here.
Okay, now we're good. My feet aren't on the ground, but we're good.
Do this. Do this.
I can't.
I dare you.
I got a bad knee. There's no way I can sit like that.
I don't understand. He's literally going, do this. What is that?
What is that?
That's weird for everybody.
Crisscross applesauce.
Crisscross applesauce for all you famous people.
Not in
Thank you.
Washington, it's not.
We don't have big king chairs, king flute
I know.
chairs.
I've been taking heat for the chair all week on social media. Your chair's too big.
What does your sidekick
It's a
get? A
throne.
stool?
He didn't even have a stool.
No, he's standing.
Kurt stands.
He stands. Good to see you guys.
It's fun to be here.
Yeah. JJ, appreciate it. You were hosting. How was the 10 a.m. watch party? Do you have a lot of people?
We had the largest watch party in Las Vegas. We had 137 people. Boom.
Boom.
Beat that,
So-
Las Vegas.
Kind of like, I think we are right now. I'm not sure.
It's not a watch party. They're watching us.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
10 a.m. is weird. That's a weird time in Las Vegas.
10 a.m.
There's a transition on the streets.
A lot of people didn't know there was 2 10 o'clocks in Las Vegas, but it turned out it was a good rodeo, though. Really good.
You okay, little buddy?
Can we switch spots here?
Yeah, let's go. Switch.
Did that help?
Yep, that's better.
It is worse, isn't it?
Yeah, the middle just eats you.
All right, now we're good. Go
So,
ahead, Flint.
did you guys did an episode of Rump Chat this morning?
Yeah, we did. I had Tommy Joe on. I had Pete Carr from Pete Carr Pro Rodeo, which is a good friend of mine and a guy that's put a lot of money into rodeo. It's been pretty fun, and it's great to have Tommy Joe on. I tell everybody, he's my hero, and I'm scared to death of him.
This guy?
Yeah.
Everybody's scared to death. Do you know that, Tommy Joe, that people are scared of you?
I am the kindest, calm, gentle. Why Rump?
Well-
Why are you scared?
Well, when I first started, when I first started rodeoing and first started being a rodeo clown, Tommy Joe hired me to go to St. Paul, Minnesota, and Raleigh, North Carolina. I'd never clowned a rodeo with more than 500 people, and he brings me to Raleigh, North Carolina, where there's 16,500 for one night. And he's like, just relax and do your thing. I've never done my thing before. And I was told Anthony, I was like, Tommy Joe is like Lieutenant Dan, and I'm like Forrest Gump. Like, I remember telling myself, I don't want to let that man down.
He was fantastic. And was that your first gig? I mean,
was.
big gig, right?
It was, and I was just hammered drunk.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
scared to death.
So he does the Spider-Man thing. He's like, Tommy Joe, I think this is going to be really good. I feel it. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. Okay. And then I see him in the back. And when you see him in the Spider-Man deal, right, you can't help but lose it.
Nothing like that guy in a
Nothing like
unitard.
that in a unitard. And he starts running at St. Paul. And I mean, this was back when he was younger, and he was hauling. And he hits this fence to stick like Spider-Man, and 3 of the support braces break and 5 wires. And I got a bill from the dasher wall because he bent the hockey dasher wall.
I was really excited. Sorry. And
It
for
was
that,
great.
I'm going to pay you back someday, I promise.
You know, but is it from your perspective? You used to be my boss at PBR, production boss, and when you said that, I absolutely agree. You don't want to let him down. It's not we joke about being scared, but it's more of the way Tommy Joe approaches production and the elements of a show. You don't want to let this guy down. Have you ever worked for Tommy Joe?
No.
Okay.
Great part. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I never have.
But we have those people, don't we?
Yes. Oh,
And
absolutely.
Hopefully we feel like that. I think the reason certain people do well in this profession, we've been fairly successful, is you don't want to let the people you're working for down. You want to be the best every time.
You're exactly right. And there's always that one person on the committee, or there's the guy that hires you that sticks his neck out, that says, hey, this JJ is my guy, this is the guy, and he presents it to the committee, and about 6 of them are going, no, I don't think so. You want that guy to look like the shining star. You want to look like you exceed expectations for him, yeah, for sure. But I'm at some point I'm going to wear him down, and he's going to be forced to hire me for a quilt show or something he's producing, and he's going to be like, damn it, I should have got him earlier, you know?
Oh, boy.
But you do.
Oh, boy.
Hey, as you are now producing shows, Days of 47 is a huge show. You've been producing shows a long time. You want to be, there are so many elements to a show. I would think, my guess in your position, you want someone who you have trust and faith in, that you can plug in and integrate into the fiber of that production, and you can trust them to pull it off, right?
Yes. And I just told someone the other day, they said, are you nervous? And I said, well, I've been doing this for literally 48 years. And the day that I'm not scared when the hot song hits is the day that I'll retire. And I look around at my crew, and it's your crew. It's all your people. And it's funny, though, like with Flint, after you work with someone so long in production and having Flint there, I could say something, and he would just be like, got it. And that's that trust. Got it. I know the feel. I know what you're doing. And I've been blessed to have fantastic entertainers. And I do set expectations. My expectation is that everybody that's at my show, that we give it our all. Now, back in the PBR days, I was a real ass. I mean, being young and really thought, but now I realize stuff happens. And half the time, the live audience doesn't know what happened. They don't even see it unless you tell them. So I would say I am Kurt could probably. I am way calmer than the 28-year-old producer.
Yeah, you weren't always my favorite person, Tommy.
You've never been mine, but that's okay.
Buddy Burn.
But that is, in today's world, this is the only way I can think of it. Rodeo, every rodeo almost has to be an entertainment and multimedia company as well as a rodeo producing company all in one. Because in today's society, there's so much that there's video boards, there's social media, there's specialty acts. But in the meantime, there's just so many elements you have to be and adapt to as a rodeo.
Well, and you want, I call them generalists, not specialists. You want the crew that is willing to, well, and from a production element here to balance this out, Rump, you should probably cross your leg like that, if you don't mind.
Ain't happening.
Okay.
That'd be helpful.
Yeah, it would balance out the stage. But no, you want generalists, everybody paying attention, trying to help each other out. And it is getting now where, with the introduction of live television everywhere, which I think has been way better than I thought it would be for the sport, honestly. But you can watch rodeo till you want to watch rodeo forever and ever, right? I mean, there's a lot of rodeo in 100 days. And you're right, though, Flint. There's a lot to it. And there's a difference between what we did in the PBR, where you're indoor and you control all the elements, and you're at an outdoor rodeo. It's like going to a baseball game and a WWE deal. You know, I hated at some of these outdoor rodeos where they try to do a bunch of pyro and stuff, and all you see is smoke. It doesn't fit, right? It doesn't fit.
Because it's daytime.
You're smelling the hot dogs, and you're seeing who's cheating on who in the stands, and that's kind of the feel of the.
What
of the
rodeo are
country.
you at?
Abbeville, Kansas.
Oh, wow. Blew it right in.
There it is.
Stuck it straight to Kansas. Cheating sons of hot dog
I'm just kidding. But it isn't, right? Because in our deal,
I've always said that.
We can control everything. We can control the lighting. Most of the time. Sometimes you can't because the fog goes left instead of going right. Or Flint is signing an autograph instead of being in the spotlight. But stuff like that.
Or a gerb shoots up into a chain motor bag.
Yeah, we almost caught the top of Thomas and Mack on fire one year here. Yeah.
That would have been cool.
Wasn't cool.
Yeah. But, I think there's, I don't know about you guys, but every time I'd step in the arena, I'd look around and I'd have a philosophy or a path I was taking. I think there's, in my mind, that's how my mind worked. I watch you a little bit and I see that. Yeah. Kind of, right?
I immediately start looking for marks. I immediately start looking for things I can go to. And my brain has stopped. My entertainment brain, I guess, when I go in, I've actually started, because Reels or TikToks have become there's so much of a synopsis of what happened at the event, and that seems to be what kids and everybody's watching is the reel of the event itself. So you're trying to piece together what's going to be a good 30-second thing. What are people going to watch that makes them want to come back either next year or the next rodeo?
You're catering to kind of what's the pop culture of what's going on. Everything's in little bits, right?
And one of the things that I'm sure other guys have done, so I'm not saying that this is only my thing, but I've actually started looking right into the camera and talking to the audience watching us live on TV. And I've got some little bits that I play with, like they can see us and blah, 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 going back and forth for comedy purposes. But the reality is you're trying to, everyone's watching the rodeo live, but so much of the time, at least what I noticed, is they're watching the damn thing still on TV, the screen. Even though it's happening right here, so many people watch the screen. So a lot of my comedy, I've started to twist it and try to incorporate the big screen into it.
Well, and then
because that's the TV
at some
presence.
of the big rodeos, the big screen is what people are watching.
That's exactly right.
At home, Rumford loves that.
He loves the big.
Somebody get rid of the clown.
I'm just gonna smile.
Listen, let's be realistic here, and I've felt bad for you guys because I haven't been doing rodeos through all this, and it's not a slight. It's something people don't understand. My dad and I have had the talk 82 times. If you're watching, unless it's the NFR for the most part, If you're watching a rodeo on Cowboy Channel, you are watching what's on the big screen in the arena.
And that's it.
It's not a telecast. It's what's on, and that, I remember when PBR first started doing in-arena feed on a stream, the PBR Live, it destroyed me because people discovered George Strait doesn't sing a whole different set of songs at each concert. We tend to do some stuff over and over, and it's not that fun, the feedback you get always.
Oh, it's, you know what, I've done a lot better with it over the last couple of years because, like, I'm a soft-hearted person, and the thing that I've told everybody, and I've talked to JJ and John and all my friends, I've talked to you several times about it, like, I don't care. If you don't like me as a clown or if you don't think I'm funny, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that because everybody's got different thoughts. Everybody's got different flavors. But don't say Justin Rumford's a terrible person because you don't like my clown. Because I'm a pretty cool guy, but at the same time, I've kind of made it work for me. So I was watching JJ on one of his videos, and we text and talk all the time. So this lady who's a huge JJ fan who hates me, so she's posted on the Cowboy Channel.
That's my mom. That doesn't count.
They said, I'm not going to say the rodeo, but they said, oh, our rodeo clown, Justin Rumford, and this lady writes, I wish that JJ was here. He's way better. You should see what he does. So I watched JJ on a perf, and I recorded it on my phone, and then I did like 5 minutes of straight JJ. And then the next day, she puts on there, can you believe Justin Rumford stole JJ Harrison's act? So, I mean, so it's getting better. I feel like I'm handling it better, but it's definitely something that I want to keep working on. And because, man, you know, we all just want to have fun. And
end of the day, it's exactly what it is, man. I mean, of course I want to win an award because, I mean, you've won 38 of them. I've never won anything. And that's a driving force. You want to have the guy that you chase. You want to have that person that you chase, right? But at the end of this, it comes down to this is what I do for a living. My family is well supported. I'm happy. I like my job. I like what I do. I like everybody out here except that guy. But most of this is a reward in itself to even get to be able to do this. And you got to remember that in life.
Yeah. Amen to that.
And they put the screen on TV. That's why if you're sitting there watching it and the score is the size of the screen that you're watching on TV, that's why. Because you have to adjust, right? The graphic package if you're looking at it from 200 yards away or if you're sitting 9 feet away. And that's why all of a sudden you're sitting there and a giant yellow 96 comes up. That's why that happens.
Yeah, my dad, who's probably watching, he says, you know what? I hate when Cowboy Channel does that stupid kiss cam on TV. Said that they didn't. It's on the screen in the arena. So, and I think everybody's starting to learn that.
Well, can I tell my kiss cam story?
Yeah, please.
Because I don't want to take all the credit for the success of the Cowboy Channel, but Canby, Oregon,
subtle flex.
they let me have the kiss cam camera, and they let me run around and do this so that I could talk. Because so much of the time it's tough because you can't really talk to the people that are on the screen. So I can hold it, I can find them, I can talk to them. We're going to get people to do it. And out of the corner, bless her heart, comes this girl on a dare. And I think we know where this is going because as she comes towards the camera doing this, I had a big decision to make. I could stay on the people kissing, but as she moved closer, there was a subtle eep.
That was a good move, right?
It's like gravity. It's like gravity.
I'm going to tell you, they re-showed this poor girl in Canby, Oregon 5 times. Not one time did they edit out the booby. You're welcome, Cowboy Channel.
Just the one booby?
Yeah, I got scared and went away. I've always been a one booby guy, and I freak out.
I did not know that. I
got it done. I got a boob on TV.
Wow.
What do you mean? Even
I
you
didn't know where you were going with that.
Even you would have probably thought I didn't like it, but thank you.
Man, you got to be careful on that stuff, though. It
absolutely
happens a lot. Like
The
you
cuss-
just
when they
have to
come
be
down cussing.
so aware of. JJ took me in the arena in Billings this fall. Come down the fence, and there was this lady, and she was out of control. And I just left the arena, waved, welcome Flint, hey. And then he does this audience participation contest. Guess who he takes in the arena?
I didn't. You should have tipped me off that she would done. She didn't somehow. Okay, listen. I talked to her. She was normal. We had a conversation that made sense. She talked.
You're talking to her.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Fair enough. 15 minutes later, I introduced her to Flint. 30 minutes later, I put her in a clown act. Somehow, in that 30 minutes, she went from conscious to so drunk out of her mind, she leaped off the top of the fence. I caught her completely. She wouldn't put her feet. I caught this larger mammal, and I'm telling you.
With all due respect to larger mammals.
Yeah, if you say with all due respect, it's okay.
Yeah, bless her heart. But you could have taken one for the team. I had it. Remember, I gave her a rock too, and she shoved it in her. Never
Take one for the team. So we all have those moments. You know,
Maybe he did. You don't know.
so there's all those moments. You get asked a lot. And I've started to say,
I'll not listen to it. It's better now.
oh, there's this moment. But people ask all the time, what craziest moment you've ever had in the arena? And you can't answer it. But for some reason last night I was going, what is one little moment that pops in your mind, a real quick moment that you go, I'll never forget that. Do you have one for people who ask that?
I have one that made national news. If you guys ever seen what happened at Rapid City at the Central States Fair a few years ago. So during the rodeo, I'm in the arena, we're doing our thing, and this guy jumps over the fence. And they're switching bulldogging horses, so like we have time to fill. And so I'm kind of in the corner, and this guy jumps over the fence, and he pulls his pants. He's got on boxers, but he pulls his pants down where it's just boxers, and he starts dancing. And so the sound person there starts playing dance music, and he's dancing, and he's shaking. Everybody's cheering. I'm looking at this guy going, what's going on? You know, I don't get it. And then the judge goes, hey, Rob, tell your guy that we're done. I'm like, this is not my guy. I do not know who he is. So I go jogging over to him, and he, like, spins around, like, kind of bows up. And I said, hey, you got to leave. And he said, why don't you make me, fat ass? And so I went to grab him, and he ran and jumped over the back fence like a deer. He jumps out of the arena. So I said Andy Stewart was announcing, and this is not made up. Y'all that seen it. I said, if that guy comes back in the arena, he will be tackled. And, I'm a big dude, but I'm extremely fast.
You are very athletic.
Very fast. So I go, they got these deals, these presentations. So I go back to my trailer, and I'm slamming a few beers and, just doing my thing. So I go out.
Not everybody does that during work, by the way.
That's the best part of being a rodeo clown. But anyhow, so I go back, and I'm in the arena during the bronc riding, which for some reason, I never go usually during the bronc riding. I usually stand in the corner, but as long as it's rolling, I just kind of stand there. And during the bronc riding, this dude shows back up. He goes running into the arena, and he stops. This time when he pulls his pants down, it's butt cheeks. It is raw butt cheeks shaking in the middle of the arena. And I'm across the way, and for some reason, I was clowning a pair of shorts, a white T-shirt, and a suit coat that didn't fit. Like fat guy in a little coat, Chris Farley. I ran across that arena as fast as you could go, and I hit him in the back with my head and probably gave the best form tackle South Dakota has ever seen. And y'all have seen it. I laid this dude out hard, and then he got up. And I don't mean he kind of rolled around. I don't mean he kind of grabbed his knee. He bounced up, and I had to take him down again. So we get out back, and
we go out back.
We're already out back.
I grab a hold of him. We get the sheriff comes up there, and he's trying to get away. He's like, I've been stabbed. Like, I didn't stab him. He goes to get away. He tries to take off running, and the bullfighter Josh Ravinius from North Dakota, I don't know if you remember him, but he's a bad cat. He grabs him, takes him down. Well, this guy had been to a party before the rodeo where he got stabbed in the leg, kept drinking, and showed up at the rodeo. So I take him, take him down.
That's a full day.
This is one
It's a
performance.
busy Thursday in Montana.
Here's the worst part. So after this whole deal goes down, I get a phone call the next morning from the Central States Fair, Ron Jeffries, who's a great guy. He goes, hey, you need to come to my office. Uh-oh. Go to his office, and I go in there, and there's like 7 or 8 dudes in suit coats sitting around a conference table. He's like, Rump, bad news. I'm like, oh, no. I'm thinking about my kids and my wife. I'm like, I'm about to be fired from every rodeo I got. He goes, you shouldn't have tackled that guy. He said, you know who that was? That was one of our sponsors that gives us over $100,000. That was his son, and you laid him out, and you broke his back. And I'm like, oh, man. I started tearing up, started kind of crying. I pull out my phone. I'm going to text my wife. They're like, no, we're just kidding. He's like, you're good. The people in the suit coats, they were there doing the cattle judging, and it was just a joke. It was actually just some drunk guy. So shout out to Ron Jeffries for being kind of an asshole. All right. I wish that was made up.
I got nothing. I got nothing.
I don't want to follow
It's
that.
funny when somebody comes in the arena, though. My last year, one of the last years I was at the PBR in Pendleton, the little Happy Canyon Arena, I was singing my Pendleton Roundup song. It's kind of a cool, love this Pendleton Roundup. And this lady jumps into the arena. And she climbed over the fence like this with a skirt on. So instantly, much like
Awesome.
your camera, and jumped out, I love you. And I was looking for security. And the whole rodeo committee's going, oh, man, look, Flint brought a drunk girl in the arena with him.
That's exactly
Nope.
what happens. Security is there for everybody except the clown.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what happens. And that's the good and bad with being a clown is if it's successful, great. If it fails, it's supposed to. You're the clown.
Yeah, you just laugh
You're
at yourself.
supposed to be terrible.
So, anyway, well, I don't want to keep you guys all day, but I thought it was an interesting day today with no contestants around. And we should point out, you understand, and it maybe kind of used to be like that. When I first started, it was Ted Kimsey, Rudy Burns, Rooster Kirsten. They didn't really like me. Like the old clown. It was a different world.
Yeah.
You
earned your stripes.
You
You walked
different.
around the convention with your little book, just hoping that somebody looked your way. And then you walked over there and you started to have a conversation, and one of those old-timers would walk up and away it would go. Yeah.
It was a different world.
It is. There's more camaraderie. There's more exchange of information, and there's more money. There's more money in our sport. There's more opportunities for everybody from the bottom to the top. But yeah, I just saw Mr. Kimsey and Quail Dobbs and this goes way back, Wilbur Plogger, and I remember when I was 3 years old and I first did my first deal with Dad, Wick Peth. I don't know if, but this guy was, I'm talking just solid steel, and he would do a handstand on the top of the fence with it, a real one sticking straight up when introduced, and he pulled me out of the barrel, and I thought he broke my wrist because he was so strong, and I was just little bitty. But yeah, those guys were, and remember the bullfighters were big, right? They just stood there and got hooked. The George Dokes and those guys, right? It was an interesting time. Whole different deal now.
Yeah, because we've said this, and then I'll let you guys go. They think there's a clown fight club that we don't like each other, and really, you guys are as good of friends as I have.
Well, it's funny. I first started off, I hated JJ for quite a while.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. It wasn't always roses.
This is kind of funny. So when I first started, I thought I was going to get these rodeos, and JJ got them, and then I was like pretty pissed off, and I was like, man, I hate JJ. I'm not going to be his friend. And I just didn't have anything to do with him for a while.
Like that lady that watched Cowboy Channel.
Like 11 years. Not like
No, it was not that long.
9.5 years.
So So one day I'm driving around at home and we're feeding cattle, and I hear that Chris Ledoux song where they're like, a lot of people aren't friends, but if they would ever just sit down and talk for a minute, you might find out they have a lot more in common.
This old hat.
Yeah. So one day I'm just driving around, and I decide to call JJ. I called JJ out of the blue, and we talked for 2.5 hours. And he's been one of my best friends since.
It's awesome.
There you go.
Awesome.
Good job.
So I'd like to apologize publicly. I love this guy. He's a great clown. He's ugly.
Listen, you guys, I appreciate it. Thank you. I always like having you guys on. It's always good
You love having us
conversation.
on when no contestants are here from
Yeah.
2-a-day.
When you got
Yeah, that's
nobody else.
When
nobody
nobody
else.
else,
Yeah.
you go the B team.
You
Nobody
guys are
else
great.
on.
Well,
You guys
Kurt,
are
it's
feeling-
either them or the guy selling hot dogs. What do you want?
Yeah,
We're the
we did that one.
replacements.
We used to do that. I should say, we've been 19 years at Cowboy Christmas doing this show. But really, when it comes down to it, I've been doing this show at the NFR for 20 years. Because the year before, they started a brand new trade show at Mandalay Bay. And this guy right here called me and said, I want you to do a stage show. And I want you, it'll be a talk show. We had a vendor of the day.
Yep.
So Jim Sutton in South Dakota invented me being on stage. This guy brought me to Vegas and started this show at a different trade show. So
Thank
you
you.
guys, Justin
you very much,
Ruppert,
everybody.
JJ Harrison, Tommy Joe Lucia, thank them. Do not go anywhere. Kylie Fry going to sing for us. Back really quick.
Welcome to the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo. Here comes a Texas two-step Las Vegas style. Woo!
Good to see everybody. Welcome back outside the barrel. We do have some free stuff. I gave away the drink. You still got the drink tickets, and no takers on the coat yet. Never know. Who came the farthest today? Who? Yeah. What? Canada. Where are you from in Canada? Saskatchewan. Ooh. Hey, JD, hand him some free stuff. Where? Australia? New Zealand? Oh, wow. Give that to the Canadians. Will you? Here, give me both of these. Here, give me this one. Give me that one, too. We can't give you booze, but we can give you stuff to wear that says, I love booze. So here you go. New Zealanders. There you go. I mean, you got to stay, though.
Kiwis.
There you go. Welcome. I like your PBR World Finals t-shirt. Nice stuff.
Is that the right?
You what? You came over for my final performance in Fort Worth? Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Nice to meet you. Good. How old are you guys? 22. Okay, good talking to you. All right.
Hey, is the proper
That's right.
term Kiwi? Is that what they're
They're
called?
Kiwis. Yeah. Love you guys. Hey, let's get right to it. I'm excited to have Kylie on. I'll tell the story when she gets out here, but hey, listen, we watched the judges just oogle over her on America's Got Talent, and to me, it's just what cowgirls do, and we are anxious to have her on the show. Please welcome country music recording artist Kylie Fry. Kylie! Yeah, you can bring it over. I'll give you that. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Which one did you try? Which one did you? I'll get it. I'll get it in a minute. So good to see you.
It's great to see you too. Thanks for having me.
You know what is so cool about our world, our cowgirl world, and I told you this. I tried through her social media. It's blowing up. I'm like, I know your uncles and who your dad is. And here's this girl that's a viral hit on social media, network television. And I called my daughter, who is the national collegiate goat tying national champion. And I said, Paige, do you think any of your goat tying friends can find Kylie Fry's cell number? Like 4 minutes later, she texts me with your phone number. So when worst comes to worst, go to your 22-year-old daughter, right?
I love it. I was telling you, my little cousin, who I should probably hire at some point, has gotten me a handful of gigs, but she's a sophomore at Texas A&M, and she was like, hey, so Flint wants you on his show, and I told them that they can't have your number because I know I can't give out your number. Like, Millie, give him my number.
Yeah. So, I mean, it just kind of indicates our world.
Yes.
How kind of small it is.
Yeah.
Even though you're doing this in that world, it's still our world.
And I love that so much. It's like coming home to be in Vegas and to be here at the NFR and just to talk to you and get to play my cowboy songs where the rodeo's happening.
Yeah, you know, when I watched your stage performance on America's Got Talent, and Simon was there, right?
He was, yes.
And he was in awe, and all I could think was, and by no means, unbelievable I was thinking, Simon, wake up. This is cowgirl music.
Yeah.
This is how it's supposed to be, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That was so surreal for me because I grew up watching American Idol, and I was such a big American Idol fan. And I would have birthday parties. I had 2 years in a row, I had American Idol birthday parties, and I would pretend to be Simon, and my friends, I would have them sing, and I would tell them how bad they were.
Great game, Kylie. So here,
I had a lot of friends after that, if you can imagine.
Yeah, great. I want to pull this over here. You get it, your mic adjust. Which one was your...
I want to say blue.
Number 3. There you go. Good job pretending to work. Good job. I'm joking. Here you go. I'll let you do it. I don't want to break anything.
you.
Thanks for... Poor Kurt. So it really took off, the song, and you wrote this song, correct?
I did, yes.
And watching those judges, listening to the song you sang, it made me realize that it affects the country. People like that need more of that kind of music in their life, sort of. They don't hear those stories that we hear.
You know, it's so funny. When I wrote that song, it's very personal. I mean, it's a very true story. It was for my grandpa who had just passed away. And I wrote it just thinking this was my therapy session for the day. You know, it was a box of tissues and some whiskey. And, you know, it would just...
That's a Wednesday for
yeah,
me.
Exactly. And Tuesday, actually. And we wrote the song, and I was like, okay, well, this is so personal to me that I probably won't ever put it out. Because this is just a little part of my heart, and it's just mine. And I played it out one time, and there were like 3 or 4 people that took videos and came up to me, and they were like, I have never been around horses, I've never rodeoed, but this reminded me of my grandpa. He taught me how to play guitar, and I learned with this song that the more personal that I can be in my music, the more it connects. Yeah.
Because we need, some of the messages aren't there. Will you sing it for us?
I sure will. Grandpa taught me how to ride on a buckskin mare when I was 5. He told me the way of life was in my blood. And I learned the ropes, how to hold the reins. When I got thrown, had to hide the pain. He gave me the eye, not get back up. And these days, I don't know if he's rounding up a herd of cattle, or going for 8 in his old bronc saddle, or teaching a young buck a hard-learned, well-earned lesson. I don't know if he's roaming around just to pass the time, somewhere up there on the other side, checking a fence line just as the sun is setting. But I'm sure that he's riding horses in heaven. Stubborn, strong, thicker skin. I'm who I am because of him. teaching this girl all that cowboy stuff. And you may say, may he rest in peace, but he ain't resting if you ask me. If I know him, he's up there kicking up dust. I don't know if he's rounding up a herd of cattle, or going for aid in his old bronc saddle, or teaching a young buck a hard-learned, well-earned lesson. I don't know if he's roaming around just to pass the time, somewhere up there on the other side, checking a fence line just as the sun is setting. But I'm sure that he's riding horses in heaven. Well, I think the angels must have wanted a helping hand, and they needed a cowboy, not just any man. I don't know if he's rounding up a herd of cattle, or going for aid in his old bronc saddle, or teaching a young buck a hard-learned, well-earned lesson. I don't know if he's roaming around just to pass the time, somewhere up there on the other side, checking a fence line just as the sun is setting. But I'm sure that he's riding horses in heaven. Well, Grandpa taught me how to ride on a buckskin mare when I was 5. He told me the way of life was in my blood.
Thank you. You have a great crowd.
I know. They knew you were here. That is amazing. That's a
Thank
great
you.
song. That when I turn on the radio, that's what I should hear.
Oh, I hope that you do one day.
But I think it's coming back. We're seeing it trend back to cowboy music. When you look who's really popular right now and who the live shows are people want to go to, it's about cowboys again.
I think so, and it's funny because when I first moved to Nashville, I got told left and right that I had too many cowboy songs. What else can I sing about? And now it's come back around, and I'm so happy about that. I hope that it sticks around for a while.
Well, with people, and we talked about it earlier this week. We need more female country music singers out there.
Oh yeah, we do.
So, can you do one more? We have a little time.
Absolutely.
Can you do one more? Is that okay? You guys, yeah.
Let me get tuned up here, but I am going to play you my sassy song. This song will be out, I think, in January, maybe February. We're still trying to figure that out, but this one's called Miss Thing. I have a guitar player, and when he first showed up to my gig, to our first rehearsal, he showed up and started calling me Miss Thing. And I said, do you call every girl Miss Thing? Is that what your mom taught you to do? Or what's going on here? He said, no. He said, I just looked at you, and I said, that's Miss Thing right there, and whatever she says goes. And I said, you're damn right, buddy, and you're hired. Come on and load it up, come on and let's go. This job ain't gonna get itself done, and who knows what the day is gonna bring. Whatever it is won't be a thing for Miss Thing. Yeah, I was just a baby when my mama came to me. Said, if you're gonna get the bacon, gotta heat your own grease. Ain't nobody cooking for you, all you got is your good name, Miss Thing. And the ruffians dragging just like a bow and chain. Lord, I hitched my wagon to a runaway train. I strum a 6-string, I pick and I sing electric rodeo queen, and you can call me Miss Thing. You can't help but see me coming when I roll through your town. Gonna wish I wouldn't go and hoping I'd stick around. When you see a trail of dust and blame, you'll know who to blame. It's Miss Thing. And the ruffians dragging just like a bow and chain. Lord, I hitch my wagon to a runaway train. I strum a six string, I pick and I sing, electric rodeo queen, and you can call me Miss Thing. Yeah. Rhinestones, baby blue cowgirl hat, snakeskin boots. This old heart ain't made of stone, it's leather lace, but it beats true. Rhinestones, baby blue cowgirl hat, snakeskin boots. This old heart ain't made of stone, it's leather lace, but it beats true. And the ruffians dragging just like a bow and chain. Lord, I hitch my wagon to a runaway train. I strum a six string, I pick and I sing, electric rodeo queen, and you can call me Miss Thing. You can call me Miss Thing. Oh, 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 Miss Thing. Yeah, yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
We've had a lot of people on this show, and if you don't make it big, they're stupid. How about it, everybody? Kylie Fry.
Thank you.
Promise. I don't know how long I'll do this show, but promise us that when you do this on
I'll
the
be right
charts,
back here. Yeah.
come back to our
I'll be
show.
right
Could
back
you
here.
please?
Yes.
Hey, listen,
Absolutely.
we'd like to thank Runyon's Fine Furniture, of course, for giving us a place to sit all week long. Tomorrow, we're doing this again. Big show tomorrow. Don't miss it. Speaking of cowboys, Ryder Wright, Stetson Wright, and Kai Hamilton joining us tomorrow. And the country music legend, Mo Bandy, going to join us tomorrow. So don't miss it. Thanks for coming, everybody. See you tomorrow.